Okay, gazebos are beyond the scope of this inspection. This is engineered plastic wood. This is all by design. So it's kind of, like all you all listed, Suncrest designed this thing. The only thing that I'm not liking about it is that there's no ventilation underneath the deck. But kind of is what it is. This is like a playhouse. It's beyond the scope of this inspection. Our home today faces north, and it's a nice 95-degree September North Texas day. So that makes this the southwest corner of the garage. We got some bushes growing up next to that. We've got siding, okay, vinyl siding. If they've got siding, they're hiding, okay? So there came a time when they needed some wood repair and some paint, and somebody decided that, well, we could put siding on here and never paint again. Wood's gone, okay? But, by the way, just because the wood's hidden doesn't mean that there's not damage behind it. If we look in here in the garage, see those holes on the garage floor around the perimeter along this wall? Okay, there's only one reason to make holes like that. That's to apply product. That's code. This home has been treated for subterranean termites. That's the only reason for these holes. It was treated sometime by somebody with something. We don't know when it was treated. We don't know who treated it. We do not know what they treated it with. We do know they treated it for subterranean termites. And odds are, with siding included, it was probably reactionary. Probably reactionary. All the debris should be cleaned out of the flower beds, especially in the front. We've got some stair-step cracks between the brick and mortar. Beneath the, I'm calling it the breakfast area. It might be the dining area. But anyway, beneath these windows here, these west windows, this corner right here, that little crack right there, people call them shrinkage cracks. And in fact, that's what they are. Excuse me. Some people call them corner pops. Okay. Corner pop, shrinkage cracks, call it what you will. That's not a foundation issue. It's not a foundation issue. We might have foundation issues, but that's not a foundation issue. What is that? Okay. Well, nose. Now, that might allow termites to enter your structure unobserved, and that might, it's holding up a brick, so it might be a brick issue, masonry issue, but it's not really a foundation issue. Coming along here, when our rain gutters come to the siding, there's supposed to be a minimum of 2-inch gap between the end of the butt end of the rain gutter and the wall, the siding, and there should be kick-out flashing right there. Kick-out flashing right there. And it keeps the water from curling around like it has here and causing water damage. And it also looks like we got a rodent hole up there. It's wet. You got rotten wood. The rodent's looking for an easy way in to your attic, and they found it. They found it right there. And also, inside here, garage's exterior, we got some kind of rodent damage. The rodent's been finding its way into your wall, probably going to the same place, wanting to get back home, wanting to go to the attic. So they closed the door and they locked it because they realized it was getting in. He knew it was getting in there. It knew it was getting in there. It decided to come up here. Okay, so we should have had a gap, should have had step flashing, and we got rodent hole here. We got some separation between the window frame and the brickwork right there. Some of that's going to be on the report, some of it's not, maybe. I try to get a nice itemization. Itemization is beyond the scope of a TREC inspection, but I try to go a little farther. We've got storm windows installed. Storm windows will provide in some of the windows will provide a certain amount of comfort. And they're energy efficient to some degree. They're not double pane glass. The house is originally it's single pane aluminum frame. Another thing I do not care about the storm windows is they hamper emergency egress. So there's that. We shouldn't have bushes so close to the house. Carpenter ants can climb up in there we have our screens do not roll very well, and our screens are damaged on the sliding doors to our patio. So these sliding doors were installed long enough ago that I do not see labels. They call them bugs in the industry, but these should be listed as tempered safety glass, and they're not. So if somebody falls through your sliding windows when they're out here, you know, things get rowdy, or someone gets, you know, less mindful, then those windows would break in a horrible fashion. We do not have steps outside of this sliding door here. I guess that's why this bush was planted, so it's kind of like a natural barrier to keep people from stepping off. This step is not dimensionally uniform. What's all this? Oh, it's you, isn't it? Yep. Okay, this is still the exterior. It still should have a weather cover. It still should be GFCI. And it's not. Then, being pier and beam, you usually don't see weep holes on the brickwork, but around the patio, and termites, this has all been treated for termites too. There should be a weep underneath the siding, between the siding and the patio cover, because water gets in the walls. It just does. And it allows the water vapor barrier, you know, vapors to escape. So we don't have that. And over here we don't have weep holes. But we do have, it has been treated for termites all along this south wall, it looks like. I think a little bit of sagging right in there. Okay. See the square right here? That's an indication of foundation repair. And I saw some documentation in the kitchen, also stating there's some foundation repair. The exterior bib faucet should have a vacuum breaker on it. It doesn't. Coming on along, we got some cracks between the soldier bricks and the mortar around both of these windows, and stair-step cracks between, oh, it's nice and bright out here now, but we do have stair-step cracks between the brick and mortar underneath both of these windows. The crawl space covers should have been removed. You can't get your crawl space dry enough. You're going to see in a future video that you've got a leak at your air conditioning system, and it's leaking into the crawl space, and you need as much air in there to let that stuff dry up. We have a whole video about this old man, okay? But one thing that's not on the video is that this is rated for a 40 amp breaker, and inside the electric service panel it's a 50 amp breaker. So your condensing unit, you're going to learn that the condensing unit is overfused. Over here we got level grading and drainage, okay? Almost got negative grading and drainage over here. Rain gutter does not discharge water far enough away from the structure. Lawn sprinkler heads. We're not inspecting lawn sprinklers today. The lawn sprinkler heads should be at least 5 inches away from the foundation perimeter. And I saw one that was a little closer than that. There's another little hairline crack in the foundation perimeter grade beam wall. Our covers should be removed. We got stair step cracks between the brick and mortar over here on the east side of the primary bedroom. I didn't see that when the sun was different. Did not see that. Coming on along, a little cracking and peeling paint. Coming along, that's not properly sealed. Weather mast does not extend a minimum of 3 feet above the roof covering. If the service drop comes in, we should have drip loops right there to keep water from rolling back into the electrical system. This box should be sealed on 3 sides, and I'm not seeing a grounding wire. The only grounding I've seen, the only grounding that I've noticed, is bonding on the water heater. It's kind of common for a house of this age, but there it is. Okay, those are not carpenter ants, but we got ants coming in here. Alright, nice little ant trail. That is the discharge That is the temperature pressure water heater, temperature pressure relief valve drain line discharge point. And if everything is as straight as possible from what I've seen, that would have been the 6th 90-degree bend, and you're supposed to have no more than 5. Gas enters the east side of the house just like the electricity enters the east side of the house, and our gas is not bonded electrically. They just didn't do it back then. They'd say, oh, well, you got a ground wire. Maybe you got a ground wire on the furnace, and maybe, I don't know, I can't open the furnace. It's not accessible. So that's another video. So we do not know the house's property. This one's closer than 5 inches. That's spray head. All across here we've got holly bushes. Okay, that'll keep people from crawling in your windows, and it'll keep people from crawling out of your windows. And all these bushes are holding, brick is porous. It allows water to come into it. That's why I'd like to see weep holes around here, but on a pier and beam, not required usually. Okay, it wasn't when the home was built anyway. But these bricks are porous, and as the water goes in, these bushes hold the water next to the house. Now, it's been proven that bushes around your house can cut the shear force of the wind and reduce your utilities and make your living a little more comfortable. And everybody likes a bush in front of their house, but all these are overgrown. And these hollies, okay, this is the only window to the front bedroom. And so anybody, if there was a fire, if anybody was trying to get out of this window, they would be trying to get out of a storm window and crawling through holly bushes. I don't think that that's sufficient. I mean, that's kind of dangerous. You're asking yourself. This is a crepe myrtle tree. They're nice little kittens. You can see how it used to be larger. You can hardly kill them. But a tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to your foundation. Shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to your foundation. Now, they've been here, and that's been there, and everybody thinks, let's go on performance based. But I get that. But all these bushes are holding the moisture too close to the house. And there's debris and trash all inside of there. What is debris and trash? It's dead cellulose. Where do termites live? In the ground. So where's all this? What do they eat? Dead cellulose, wood, mulch, leaves, stuff like that. Where's all this? Next to your house? It's got a clue. Coming along, this porch has been coated. Some of the coating is cracking in here. We can't see drill holes because of this. But when they came in, they filled it in. They just filled it right next to the siding. So there no longer is a weep. There no longer is a weep around this siding here. Storm doors are beyond the scope of the inspection. The front door and the back door, I didn't say it when I was over there, these should be tempered safety glass. If a softball can fit through there, it should be tempered safety glass on a door. These are double cylinder deadbolts. It takes a key to get out. So if you have a fire, go look for the key. Code says you should have at least one door to the exterior, directly to the exterior, that doesn't have a deadbolt on it. And you have that. You don't have that, excuse me. This goes directly to the exterior. The patio door goes to the closed patio. The garage door goes to the garage. So you should have at least one door that doesn't have a keyless deadbolt. I'd like to see all of them gone. I have keyless deadbolts at my house. That way I can always find my car keys. Okay. Coming along here, all the electric receptacles and everything on the